What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rowdy Player 1 channel. Today we are going to do the upcoming books in February, and there is some really good stuff coming out this month. Several indie authors and some other trad publishers, and got about 6 of them here, and these are basically my 6 most anticipated that I've seen this year so far for February. So let's get started. First off, on February 4th, we have The Bones Beneath My Skin by T.J. Klune. Now, this originally came out in 2018, but it's getting re-released for a hardcover edition. So if you don't know anything about it, it says, a spine-tingling thriller by New York Times bestselling author T.J. Klune about a 10-year-old girl with an impossible power, her father, and an unlikely stranger who came together to confront the dangerous forces that want her at all cost. A strange story of family, love, comets, and bacon, perfect for fans of Stranger Things. So that sounds really cool. Pretty interested in that. I've not read any T.J. Klune yet. A lot of his stuff seems really good. And so I'm pretty interested in that. And I don't think it's got nothing to do with some of his other stuff. This might be a standalone. So I may check it out, but we'll see. That comes out, well, very soon, like next week. All right, coming out next on February 4th is a novella, The Child of the Greenwood by Joshua Walker. It is book 1.5. It's a little novella that comes out after An Exile of Water and Gold. Looks pretty neat. I've not read anything of Joshua's stuff, but it sounds awesome. Everything I've seen, I haven't had a chance to, but I will eventually because his stuff sounds cool. But I'll read a little bit about it because I don't think it spoils anything. It says, what begins with water will finish in flames. On the day the river destroyed his people, Jilo took up his father's spear. Years later, when the heirloom is taken from him, he vows to do anything to get it back. The river is sick and putrid. The magic is in the wrong hands. The spear is the answer to it all. So that's all it says about that. And I don't think that gives anything away, but looks pretty interesting. So I'm hoping to finally give Joshua a chance to where I can read some of his stuff because I've definitely been interested in it. I've been busy, which happens, add it to the TBR, of course. After that, also on January 4th, is Grave Empire by Richard Swan. Now, this is a book I really want to get a chance to read. I'm not going to get to whenever it comes out because it's the second series, and I think it's the Empire of the Wolf. That first trilogy, I have the first book over there, down there, the Justice of Kings, and I'm really wanting to read it. I heard that series is awesome, and this is I guess you'd say, maybe, I don't know if it's technically a standalone book, but I know it goes after that trilogy, but it looks really good, but I will read a little of it. It says the critically acclaimed author Richard Swan, Grave Empire begins the epic tale of an empire on the verge of industrial revolution, where sorcery and arcane practices are outlawed and where an ancient prophecy threatens the coming end of days. Blood once turned the wheels of empire. Now it is money. A new age of exploration and innovation has dawned, and the Empire of the Wolf stands to take its place as the foremost power in the known world. Glory and riches await. But dark days are coming. A mysterious plague has broken out in the pagan kingdoms to the north, while in the south, the Empire's proxy war in the lands of the Wolfmen were weeks away from total collapse. Worse still is the message brought to the Empress by 2 heretic monks who claim to have lost contact with the spirits of the afterlife. The monks believe this is the start of an ancient prophecy heralding the end of days, the great silence. So that sounds awesome. I'm sure it's going to be really good. I've heard really nothing but good things about the Empire of the Wolf trilogy, the one before this, and I think it's probably going to be good. Like I said, I've got book one, The Justice of Kings, that I'm pretty excited to give a shot at, and going to be knocking that out hopefully soon. After that, February 14th, Love Day itself, the one and only, the booktuber himself, Mr. Andrew Watson, comes out with his second book, The Black Mantle. So I'm not going to read you The Black Mantle, but I will read you book one in the series, Harbinger of Justice, which I have on my Kindle, which I've got to eventually read because I've heard it's amazing, just like the novella. But it says, and the Harbinger of Justice, upon the black sands and beneath the ever-watching eyes, a tale of shadow magic and ancient mysteries unfold in this new dark epic fantasy. In the desert city of Yontar, Naya cares for her sick mother, but when Naya is arrested, her mother's death is all but certain unless Naya joins a secret project that promises her freedom if she survives. Rhea, a mercenary, has a shadow dark enough for two. In his quest to discover the nature of the creature living in his shadow, Rhea collides with old friends and new enemies, stumbling into an ancient mystery that could mean the end of the world as they know it. So, pretty stoked about that one too. I need to read this so bad. I watch Andrew, of course, on BookTube. He's awesome, and I've heard nothing but great things about his books. So I will be giving that a shot this year. At minimum, the novella will be read. I've already got plans for it. But yeah, I think this one's going to be good. But that is The Black Mantle, February 14th. Coming up on February 25th is The Dark Mirror, which is book 5 in the Bone season. That's by Samantha Shannon. So I'm not going to read you book 5, of course, but I will read you book 1. I know this is a pretty popular series by what it seems. I've not read anything of it, but like I said, this comes out on the 25th, and it says, the year is 2059. For 2 centuries, the Republic of Sion has led an oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in Europe. In London, Paige Mahoney holds a high rank in the criminal underworld, the right hand of the ruthless White Binder. Paige is a dreamwalker, a rare and formidable kind of clairvoyant. Under Sion law, she commits treason simply by breathing. When Paige is arrested for murder, she meets the mysterious founders of Sion who have designs on her uncommon ability. If she is to survive and escape, Paige must use every skill at her disposal and put her trust in someone who ought to be her enemy. Now, that sounds pretty neat. Like I said, it's a book 5 in the series, so I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to read it, but if you're on to book 5, you must be doing something right. So hopefully that'll be good. And then finally, the last one that I have is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. Now, this come out in 2018 as well, and it's getting re-released for a special edition on February 25th. I've not read any T. Kingfisher, but I've heard really, really good things. So, and I actually, if you have an audio or Audible account, you can go and download this for free. So I actually did that whenever I was looking this up. It's free, so you can go grab it and listen to it if you want to. But the special edition looks pretty good. I was impressed. But a little bit about it is Hala is a housekeeper who has suddenly inherited her great uncle's estate, and unfortunately, his relatives, Sarkis, is an immortal swordsman trapped in a prison of enchanted steel. When Hala draws the sword that imprisons him, Sarka finds himself attempting to defend his new wielder against everything from bandits and roving inquisitors to her own in-laws, and the sword itself may prove to be the greatest threat of all. Now, that sounds pretty cool. Like I said, I've not read any Ten Kingfisher. There's a few books of that I would like to, but I think I'm going to listen to this audiobook and check it out, because you can listen to it now, because I mean the book's been out for a while, but the special edition's pretty cool. So I think that'll be a pretty good book as well. But that's really all I've got. Got some really, really good books this month. The Grave Empire looks really good. The Black Mantle looks good. The Child of Greenwood. I mean, those are a lot of the ones I'm really excited to give a shot to whenever I get a chance, of course. But yeah, what are you? You got any books that you're interested in February that are coming out? I'm sure most of y'all are probably interested in The Grave Empire if you've read Empire of the Wolf. But anything else coming out that y'all are super excited for? If you would, leave me a comment down below about it. Let me know what you're reading, of course. Like the video. That helps share it out so more people can kind of know what's coming up in the next month. And share it if you want to. And subscribe to the channel. But other than that, that's all I got. So y'all have a good day. Bye.